Wasn't I there for you? Wasn't I always true? Wasn't I shelter from the rain? Didn't I comfort you in pain? Wasn't I there for you? Wasn't I always true? Didn't you know that I'd be with you all the way? The way, all the way, all the way. Great day, attractive thinker. Dr. Toni Hatton here, your vision and mindset expert at theattractivethinker.guru, where we support you with mental healing, mental strength, and mindset maintenance. Welcome to Thoughtful Thursday. I am so delighted to be here with you this morning. You know, recently, over the past couple of weeks, we've been talking about writing it or be written. And tonight is the night. Tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, I'll be shining the light, for attractive thinkers on their path, on their journey, supporting them in pulling the gems from their journey. Sometimes we run up out of our situations and experiences, or we're not looking at the lessons that we've learned or the expertise that we have, and we look at it as insignificant. We don't think that it's something that people can use or something that will add value to somebody else's life or something that we're supposed to share. We don't view it like that. And I'm here to shine the light on your path and on your journey so that you can clearly see the gems and the jewels that you left along the way. That's what you're supposed to brush off. Pick it up, shine it, buff it, and toss it to the wind and share it with the world. Your expertise, the lessons that you've learned, the things that you've overcome in your life, the keys to this, the steps to that, the strategies for that. People need to know these things, attractive thinker. And I'm here to support you in writing your book, because if you don't write it, you will be written. What does that mean? Well, when we get to the end, there are no do-overs, right? You can't go back and undo anything. And whatever is said or done, or whatever you've accomplished, or whatever you've produced in the earth, or however you chose, whatever path you chose, or however you chose to show up in the world, if you don't write it, attractive thinker, you leave it to assumption. Because nobody can explain your path like you. Nobody can explain your journey like you. Nobody knows what you've overcome really but you. Nobody knows what you've learned along the way, or how you really feel, or what life really meant to you, attractive thinker. Don't leave that to the assumption of others. You definitely don't want anybody standing over top of you saying, you know what? Aunt Mabel made the best apple pies, the best sweet potato pies. Really? With the whole life that you lived, that's all you want people to stand up and say, she was really nice. Or, they really were funny. They were very humorous. They could make you laugh. Really, attractive thinker? Think about that. If you don't write your book, you will be written. You're leaving it to the assumption of others, what people view, what their view or perception is of you, what they thought your life was about. You've had quite an amazing journey, ups and downs and hills and valleys and mountains and obstacles along the way, and setbacks and victories and accomplishments and ahas and discoveries. That needs to be shared with the world. You know how many people would love to read your story? How many people would be healed as a result of reading your story? How many people would overcome what they're going through right now as a result of reading your story? It's our obligation. It's our responsibility. Why else are we here? Other than to leave a mark, to make your life count, to add meaning and value and fulfillment to your life and the lives of others. Think about that, attractive thinker, to discover something, to invent something, to create something, to fully express your soul. That's why you're here. And books give us an opportunity to do that. You remember the quote I always say, and it's a powerful quote that I saw on the wall outside of Barnes and Noble's. It says, "These are not lifeless pieces of paper." When you read a book, Attractive Thinker, it's not just lifeless pieces of paper. These are minds alive on the shelves. Is your mind alive on the shelf, Attractive Thinker? Can people, when they hit a certain spot in their journey and on their path, or they come to a crossroads while they're on their path, can they reach on the shelf and tap into your mind because you've already journeyed along that path? You've already walked that walk. You've already been that route. And they can get some instructions. They can get the next steps. They can get some direction. They can get some clarity. Did you leave your mind alive on the shelf where they can flip through your pages and see, they can mark the spot and see where you came to in your life and what you did? See, we have to build upon each other's success. What did you do when you encountered the roadblock or the obstacle? What did it look like to you? What were the signs that were there? How did you read the sign? How did you perceive the sign? How did you break that down? What was your understanding? Think about that, Attractive Thinker. All of that is important in writing your story. If you don't write it, you're definitely going to be written. Think about that, Attractive Thinker. Your book, your story, your path, your journey. What are you leaving for others? What are you leaving for your children? How will they know the way if you don't write it, Attractive Thinker? Because if you don't write it, you leave it to assumption, you will be written. They'll say, well, maybe mom meant this. Or maybe dad did this to overcome that or to find a solution for that. Or maybe this is what she intended to do. Maybe that's what she meant when she said that, or when she put that over there, or when she went up to her room and didn't come out for 3 days. Maybe that's what she was doing. You're leaving it for assumption, and you know the mind is not going to come up with a positive outcome or a positive belief or a positive meaning to your life. You're going to leave your life up to chance for your kids to try and figure things out, things that you've overcome. You have the stripes to show for it. Why not share it, Attractive Thinker? Think about that, because if you don't write it, you will be written. And just the thought of being written, trust me, you cannot write my life. There's no way. I've been through valleys and hills and, accomplishments and storms and rain and sunshine. My most highest moments, you can never capture that. You can never perceive what that meant to me. Only I can fully express that. The joys of life, what brings me joy. Nobody knows that but me. Think about that, Attractive Thinker. And if I don't write it in a book, you'll never know. It's the simple things in life that we can find joy in, right? But if we don't share that, people will be looking for greater things to find joy in. They'll be reaching outside of themselves for what's inside. If you don't tell them what you've learned about life, Attractive Thinker. Write It or Be Written is tonight's intensive, where I'll be working with attractive thinkers in structuring their book, getting their book started. The ideas, getting the creative ideas flowing again, and how to really pull the gems from their journey and show them what they're really supposed to write about, what their journey really meant, what others can really learn and gather from their journey. How to outline that. What do I talk about? And then what do I talk about after that? How do I structure it? How do I engage my audience? How do I share the life lessons? And then what do they do after they read the book? Think about that. That's how you want to think about your book as you're writing it. What do I do? Where do I start? What is my book about? Think about that, Attractive Thinker. When you think about that, what is my book about? You're talking about your journey. What is my life about? See, this book writing process is deep. It will take you deep. It'll take you there. You'll be thinking about your life, and you'll get aha moments, and you'll gather that information. You'll be like, wow, I forgot about that. I did go through that, and I did experience that, or I did learn that, or that was my discovery, and I can use that now in my life. That may have happened 25 years ago, but I can use that now in my life. It still applies. It's me. It's a part of my journey. It's a part of my life. It's the essence of me. It's a part of my growth and my development. And this is how I became who I am today as a result of that. People need to know that, attractive thinker. If you don't write it, you will be written. And I know, just like me, you've attended so many, you've read so many obituaries where people try to document another person's life, and they're running around trying to capture pictures and, information, and interviewing family members, or what should I say? What were the highlights? And most of the time, what they do is they try to capture the person's life. They start out at their birth, or son of Mrs. and Mr. So-and-so, went to so-and-so high school, graduated from so-and-so college, worked at so-and-so job or company. Think about that. The general stuff, right? Had the 15 kids, or is left by, or how they word the obituary, is survived by 3 siblings and 15 nieces, and then they name everybody. Really? That's how you capture somebody's life? Because attractive thinker, if you don't write that, that's what's going to be written about you, about your journey and your path. You should be fired up right now and say, oh no, oh no, not all that I have experienced in this abundant life that I'm living, not all these years that I've been here. No. You can't write nothing like that about me. That doesn't sum up my journey and my path. It doesn't express me well. It doesn't sum up my life well. It doesn't describe the essence, my soul's expression. That's not how you capture my soul's expression. That's skating around the outside of my life. That's general and generic stuff. But the real stuff, the real meat and bones that made me who I am today, only I can write that. Think about that, attractive thinker. Only you can write that. People still, after all of these years, don't know who you really are. After all of these years, after all of the friends that you've encountered along the way, after all of the associates, after all of the meetings and the parties and the conferences and the gatherings, people still do not know who you really are, what you're really made of, what your life really represents. You have to write it, attractive thinker, because if you don't, you will be written. Think about that. Dr. Toni Hatton here, your vision and mindset expert at theattractivethinker.guru. Visit the website www.mastermind.theattractivethinker.guru. This is where we'll be tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. We gather every third Thursday of the month. We talk about a specific topic. We're talking about it all month long in our private Facebook group with the attractive thinkers. And that third Thursday of the month is where we really go in. We bring all the pieces together and really create, really lead with action steps, really make it make sense so that you can accomplish. Every 30 days, you should be accomplishing something else, something new in your life. Is it a book? Is it a CD? Is it a business? Is it another aspect of your business? Is it that dress you wanted to create, or that customer or client that's waiting on you to make that dress for them, or whatever it is? Every month, every 30 days, you should be creating something new in your life, because time is precious and it's priceless. And we've been given a life to live within a time frame. Think about that. There are no do-overs. You don't get any time back. You don't get another chance. You want to fully express your soul, attractive thinker. You hear me say this all of the time. My life's work, that is to make your life better. Remember, it's not what you're going through. It's how you're viewing it. Think attractively. I'll see you soon. Always true. Wasn't I shelter from the rain? Didn't I comfort you in pain? Wasn't I there for you? Wasn't I always true? Didn't you know that I'd be with you all the way? The